response to the Manny recording referring to your brother as having superhuman strength?
I think he was in a cartoon or something. That's what it sounded like. I know Dontre. I know who he was. We grew up boxing one another, and not once did he show me superhuman strength. We were more equals, I believe. And just looking at a trained officer, you would expect him to have the ability to be able to deal with someone who was 5'7", 165 pounds, or maybe even less than that. Christopher Manny looks a lot bigger than that. But one thing that we did understand is that our police force has out-of-shape officers on it, and do we want to continue employing people in our city that do not remain in shape, that can't deal with whether it's the biggest person or the smallest person? We need officers that's in shape and that's healthy. So that's another concern that we just found out that our police department suffers from.
Your sense of how the appeal hearing is going so far?
I think that it's going okay. We heard a lot of good things in there that says that he had no right to pat Dontre down, and we understand that Dontre being homeless is what they're trying to play into, but we know as a family Dontre wasn't homeless, and the officers that took time to talk to him, to understand, to actually do a welfare check was doing their job. Christopher Manny created a job, and he also had people, which you heard in the call, that the recording, that your people. When you refer to someone as your people, that means you have a relationship with them in some way. So we understand that Christopher Manning had a relationship with Starbucks that we've been addressing for the past 11 months now, trying to tell people that it's more to the story than what people really know. And we believe that Christopher Manning went there under his own precognitions, and he decided to make Dontre a threat, to say he was a threat before Dontre even perceived to be one.
Defense is trying to cloud things, cloud the police department's reports and so on. Any reaction to that?
They're going to do their job. They're going to be manipulative, and that's what we expect. We expect them to try to sway the opinions of the commissioners, but they have a lot of swaying to do because the people, including myself, have spent 8 months or so giving them the truth, giving them real facts of this case. So those commissioners are very aware of what actually happened. They can hear for themselves the manipulation that he's trying to play on these witnesses. So I'm very faithful that it'll turn out in our favor.
You're sitting feet from Christopher Manny's family and friends and him. What was that like?
Well, I just noticed that he looked just like he looked in them pictures, with no injury, no bruises. He looked the same to me as he did when he was standing up against the car. And the story about the baton, you heard it was plenty different statements that was made. All those statements contradict one another in some shape, form, or fashion. Dontre goes by the name of Trey, not Terrell or either Tony, but if you're a conscious police officer, if you're a concerned police officer, knowledgeable police officer, then that means that you pay close attention and you hear properly. If you don't hear properly, then you make sure you get it right. And Christopher Manning didn't get it right from the start to the end. And that's what we've seen.